Reserve held interest rates steady on Wednesday in a near-unanimous vote, though three policymakers wanted the U.S. Central Bank to remove its bias toward lowering borrowing costs, making this the most divided decision since 1992. Chair Jerome Powell acknowledged that while the economy remains strong, prices had climbed well beyond its inflation target, in part because of the war with Iran.
Inflation has moved up recently and is elevated relative to our 2% longer-run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index and other data indicate that total PCE prices rose 3.5% over the 12 months ending in March, boosted by the significant rise in global oil prices that has resulted from the conflict in the Middle East.
Powell addressed the media for likely the last time as chair, as his term expires next month.
Thank you very much, everyone. I won't see you next time.
President Donald Trump's chosen successor, Kevin Warsh, won the backing of the Senate Banking Committee earlier in the day and is expected to be confirmed by the full Senate well before the Fed's next meeting in June. But Powell said he will remain on the Fed Board of Governors for some time to ensure the institution maintains its independence. Last week, the Department of Justice closed its investigation into Powell, involving renovation costs for Fed buildings that had been rebuked by a federal judge, and prompted a key Republican senator to block Trump's nominees to the central bank. The Fed's internal watchdog, the Office of Inspector General, is now examining the cost overruns. Powell fought the DOJ probe in January and said it was punishment for not giving in to Trump's demands for big interest rate cuts.
My concern is really about the series of legal attacks on the Fed, which threaten our ability to conduct monetary policy without considering political factors. And I want to note here, this has nothing whatever to do with verbal criticism by elected officials. I've never suggested that such verbal criticism is a problem, and neither has anyone else here. But these legal actions by the administration are unprecedented in our 113-year history, and there are ongoing threats of additional such actions. I worry that these attacks are battering the institution.
He insisted he had no plans to interfere with Warsh or serve as a shadow Fed chair and would keep a low profile.